D, wait for it, delightful.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds? And have I got a story for you? Now, also down below, you can find the articles that I read to bring you this video, and you can read them for yourself, or you could just watch this video and I'm going to read them to you and everything, and then we'll discuss them and stuff. I want to just say also, before I get started, that if you like what I do here and you enjoy independent content here on YouTube, please consider subscribing to my channel. YouTube is always changing up their algorithm even more these days. And small channels like mine, we just keep getting shoved further and further to the back of the line. So please ask that you like, share, and subscribe. And I thank you in advance. All right, so now that we got that out of the way, let's get started. This comes from Deadline again. And as you can see here, it's about Michael Jackson, but it says Emancipation's Antoine Fuqua to direct Michael Jackson's biopic for Lionsgate. John Logan script, Bohemian Rhapsody, Graham King producing with Estate. Before we get started, I don't know how I feel about this, but we'll see. I mean, let's just check it out. I have thoughts, and I'll tell you what they are. Okay, so it says Antoine Fuqua is set to direct Michael, a Lionsgate drama telling the complex life story of the iconic singer Michael Jackson. I don't know how they're going to tell his whole life. There is so much nuance there that I do not know if they are going to be able to capture all of it. I really don't. A script is in by John Logan, and the film will be produced by Graham King, who turned the Freddie Mercury Queen story into a blockbuster Oscar Best Picture nominated Bohemian Rhapsody. I heard so many stories about that. I heard that before, when Sacha Baron Cohen was going to play in Bohemian Rhapsody, that movie, Freddie Mercury, had a little bit of like that the band did not like his script because he was trying to like make a joke out of it kind of thing, and they were just like not having it, and he didn't want to do like a serious kind of thing. And I was like, you got to make it like real and stuff. But anyways, okay, sorry, we're talking about Michael. So it says, but I'm glad that Graham King is involved, because maybe he can make sure that this is a hit. So it says GEEK Films will produce alongside the co-executors of Jackson's estate, John Branca and John McClane. It says, turning Mercury's complicated rise, fall, and triumph comeback into a film that won Best Actor for Rami Malek. He did such a good job in that movie. Might have been an easier task than the moonwalking over landmines that will have to be done with Jackson's story. So true. You have to deal with the P-file stuff. You have to deal with that and that whole, that whole thing. I don't know if you guys watched that documentary where like looking at little kids' buttholes and stuff, but it was very interesting, and suspect. And then you have to deal with his transformation. He went from a black dude to a white woman. It was crazy. I don't know about you guys, but hold on, let's go back up to this picture. He looks way better here than he does here in both of these. He looks so good here, but here he looks terrible. What's that nose? Come on. Poor guy. He had, I don't know what was his deal. I feel bad for him, but at the same time, I don't know. Anyways, anyone who has seen the job that Antoine Fuqua did with Will Smith's starred Emancipation. I did not see that. I got rid of Apple Plus, although I'm gonna have to start it back up because Ted Lasso 3 is coming out. But I didn't see that. Antoine Fuqua is like a hit or miss kind of director with me, but we'll see. Might come away believing he hit a high water mark as a filmmaker because of his unflinching telling of an often brutal story of the escaped enslaved man Joseph. I mean, yeah, but we've seen that before. Like, I mean, come on. This has long been a passion project for King and Logan, who teamed on the Oscar-nominated Martin Scorsese-directed Howard Hughes with The Aviator, which is actually a pretty good movie. And his race to innovate before his mental illness and germophobic obsessions overtook him. Sources tell us that the film will undoubtedly make the most of Jackson's musical accomplishments and recreation of seminal career highlights beginning with the days he fronted the Jackson 5. See, that's another, as a child, to his hit-making work as the biggest musical star in the world as an adult. See, this is the thing. I don't know how they're going to do all of this in one movie. This is going to have to be like a 3-hour, like Avatar timed movie, because I just don't know how they're going to fit all of that in there. I watched a mini series of Michael Jackson, and they did the kids stuff and everything, and I'm just like, I don't know how you could fit all of this into one movie. I really don't. But it will also deal squarely with the pedophile accusations, which they should touch on that, because that's like a huge portion of that story. That dogged his later years up to his death in 2019 at the age of 50 from cardiac arrest caused by a cocktail of sedatives, which is so sad, because I think he was taking those sedatives, but because back in the day, he did a Pepsi commercial. Was it Pepsi or Coca-Cola? He did a commercial for a soda company, and some fire caught on his hair, and it burned him. And I read a story that ever since that, he had just had constant pain, so it was hard for him to sleep, and that's why he took that stuff. And I was like, that's a bummer and sad. Yeah, I felt bad for him. Now, if the pedophile stuff is real, I don't feel bad for him. But at the same time, he's not here. So, I mean, I don't know. I have strong thoughts about it, but I can't really talk about it right now because I don't know how YouTube handles that stuff, and I don't need to get in trouble for this nonsense. So it says, things are moving fast on Michael. Fuqua is currently finishing The Equalizer 3 with Denzel Washington in Italy. I will be watching that. And then he will turn his attention to this one. Production will begin later this year. And we've heard that Fuqua will draft his Emancipation and Equalizer cinematographer Robert Richardson to be his side. That's a good choice. He did a good job there. The hope is that Michael will be a global juggernaut with like Bohemian Rhapsody, which grossed over 900 million worldwide and created a new appetite for the music of Queen. Lionsgate. I mean, I've always had an appetite for Queen's music, but if they got new fans because of it, great. And hopefully Michael Jackson gets new fans because of this. Although I don't think that his estate owns the rights to his music. I think what's it, the Beatle owns that still. I don't know, though. Don't quote me on any of that. I can't remember which Beatle owns it. Paul McCartney. Lionsgate has worldwide rights here, but will seek an offshore partner. And we've heard Sony is squarely in the mix. That studio turned into a hit, the 2009 docu This Is It, compromised of footage of Jackson rehearsing for a series of London concert when he died. I watched that movie. It's pretty good. I feel bad that concert didn't get, people didn't really get to see that concert because of his passing. But what are you going to do? Life is life like that. Jackson's emergence as king of pop was filled with unprecedented achievement, including being really the first Black singer to crack the regular rotation of videos on MTV, which they don't even play music on MTV anymore. His introduction of the moonwalk while performing Billie Jean, so good, on the Motown 25 Yesterday Today Forever TV special in 1983, the year I was born, and incredible production values of the videos for Thriller, so good, Billie Jean, so good, and other songs, and setting all kinds of records for sales on and accolades. I want to talk about his music videos real quick, but this is kind of a long article, so we're just going to read some more of this, and then I'll get into it. On the other side of the coin, Jackson grew up bullied. I'm not going to read all of this, you guys. Let me just, because they talk about the Whitney Houston. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Just as the recent Whitney Houston film, I Want to Dance with Somebody, and the Baz Luhrmann directed Elvis, the latter of which leaned into the singer's codependent relationship with greedy, parasitic manager, Colonel Tom Parker. The drama will come from balancing the sides of Jackson's life and please his fans. Jackson's life and please his fans, as well as standing up and not seeming like a whitewash. We've heard the film might start later in his life and then look back on the upbringing that forged his incredible talent and work ethic, along with the damage it inflicted ultimately making Jackson a tragic musical figure. Antoine Fuqua is a perceived and powerful filmmaker, a perceptive and powerful filmmaker, and we feel very fortunate to have him. Just talking about Antoine Fuqua, who earlier this year directed videos with the likes of Prince, Lil Wayne, Tony Braxton. Okay. First films of my career were music videos. Okay, so it just talks about how he filmed. I don't know what that is. He filmed music videos. Speaking of music videos, I just want to talk real quick about one music video. Okay, so it's not, what is it? What song is it for? Beat It. Okay. So he did that music video, and in that music video, there's a knife fight, right? And him and this other dude, they put their arms together like this and everything, and then they tie them together, right? And then they circle each other, and they're just like swiping at each other and stuff. And me, I'm just like, every time I watch that video, I'm all like, why wouldn't you just be like, so when they hold hands like this, and everything, why wouldn't you just be like, and fight? Why don't you just be like, right at the other guy's wrist? That's what I would have done. I mean, they clearly didn't set any rules for that. And me, I'm just like, I'm sorry. And when you come to a knife fight, there's no rules. There's no rules except for stabby, stabby, stabby. So I always laugh when I see that, because I'm just like, that would have been a way funnier video, but they were trying to be all like serious and stuff and everything. I also wonder if they're going to touch on his kids, because his kids, I find his relationship with his kids fascinating, and I just don't know if they're going to do that, because it's hard to like deal with it when you have kids involved, because you don't want to be mean to Blanket, because I mean, what did Blanket do? He just had his dad, and the same with, what's the girl's name? What's her name? It doesn't even matter. But I am interested in seeing this. I'll definitely be there 100%. Michael Jackson was a huge part of my life growing up. So I remember Thriller. You could go down to the video store. I know you youngsters, Gen Zers, don't know what the video store is, but you could go down to the video store and rent on VHS Thriller, because it was so long. It was like there was some other stuff on there, but it was the music video on VHS. You can go down to the video store and rent it. That's how like long it was, and plus everybody loved it. Thriller was so good. If you don't like Thriller, that music video, you're weird. But yeah, no, love Michael Jackson. Unless I have thoughts. I love his music. I can't say I love Michael Jackson. He was a big weirdo, but I do love his music. Like, I'll love it forever. But I do have thoughts on certain things. I just don't know how YouTube will handle it. And I don't want my channel to go away. So that's my thoughts on that. Tell me, what do you guys think about all of this? How do you feel about Antoine Fuqua directing this Michael Jackson biopic? I mean, is this something that you're interested in, this biopic? Are you a fan of Michael Jackson? Are you a fan of just his music? I'm mostly just a fan of his music. But I can sympathize with certain things in his life, and that I feel bad for. And Antoine Fuqua, listen, I'm not like the hugest Antoine Fuqua fan, but I'm glad that he got the work. I want the best for everybody. So yeah, and I'll probably see this movie, in theaters the opening weekend. So, but we'll see how it turns out and everything and what it looks like. I need to see a trailer and who's going to play Michael Jackson. What do you guys think about all this? Go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. And I will see you guys next week. You guys have a good week. Bye.